Alright guys, so here we are with another Project Cars video. Today we're having a look at the online gameplay side of things, so this should be pretty interesting. Going into this race, I wasn't too sure what to expect because this gameplay right here is my very first race on Project Cars online. So I'm not too sure, if the lag is going to be terrible, if there's going to be a massive difference between wheel and pad users, assist runners, non-assist runners, all that kind of thing, but we're about to find out. Here we are at Spa. Someone has already jumped the start by about 5 seconds, but away we go. We've starting from a different point on the circuit. We've been barged out of the way, people all over the place. So you can see it's carnage already. You can see someone going sideways at the top of our Rouge, and we've run into the back of them. But I think damage was turned to visual only, so that right there has saved us. If we would have hit them and damage was on, our race for sure would have been over. I don't think, more than 5 people would have got to the end because the damage on this game is pretty realistic, and when you suffer a decent amount of damage, then you are completely gone in these races. But so far, we've had a fairly decent start, I must say, moving up from 9th place where we started up to P4, avoiding some of the crashes, although we did run into the back of someone who was already having a mistake, at the top of our Rouge. But thankfully for us, we didn't lose too much time going through Puon. Is that Puon? I'm not too sure. You can see someone has gone wide there. That's promoted us up into P3. Now, I had some thoughts going into this race. As normal with sim racing games, there is quite a massive gap between the skill levels of players. So you'll see the difference between the really good people and then sort of the average people could be in like great effect of 5 seconds or more. So you'll see people who will struggle to even keep the car on the track, and then there's others who are maybe like me, who are just hitting every apex and possibly so much seconds faster than other people. And yeah, so there's a massive skill gap between players. And as you can see, going into the bus stop, going in a little bit deep, I have to say that the brakes on this game, or at least with this car, I should say this car because every single car handles completely differently. You've just got to take it with a grain of salt. When I talk about, the handling on this game, I'm more or less just talking about the cars because there's no, I'm not going to babble on too much on about it, but every single car has its own sort of handling performance, handling model, I guess. And that's really good because each car is unique, but with a Formula A car in particular, it's not too good under brakes. It's very easy to lock up. I think, and I say this seriously, if you could put a sponge onto your brake pedal, you'd actually benefit a lot from that. As you can see, someone in front of us bringing up a lot of smoke. Also, another thing, when you shift into second gear and you're still turning a little bit, the back end just like kicks out and you'll go into a wall. I mean, you saw that in my Monaco video where I tried to avoid someone, shifted down into second gear and completely lost it. That guy has lost it there too, and that promotes us up into P2 now. So these cars are pretty difficult to drive, but at the same time, they feel absolutely fantastic at high speed. So Spa really complements the handling model of this car, and I gotta recommend you guys try it out for yourself at this circuit. It feels absolutely fantastic. I've got to say, it feels a little bit similar to iRacing, a little bit at high speed. At low speed, not so much. I feel like you can get the nose in it and be more accurate with the car in iRacing than what you can on here. But yeah, just a little bit of understeer this car has at low speed, and that's particularly why I didn't like it at Monaco so much. But still, in saying that, this car is very, very rewarding to drive. But either way, into P2 at the moment, we can see Chem right in front of us. He's a friend of mine. We used to be in an iRacing team together, but he's gone wide at the bus stop. He's cut that the 2nd or 3rd time this race, and he might have got a slowdown penalty or something. I'm not entirely sure about that, because once you get more than 3 warnings, you might get slowed down. I'm not too sure. Maybe you guys could let me know down in the comments. So we moved up into the lead of this race now. I feel like I was the fastest person in this lobby. I had a lot of friends and subscribers in this race with me, so there was a few quick people in here, so I was actually pretty surprised that I was able to get to the lead of this race and still pull away from the pack of cars behind me. So final lap now. I'm really trying to push the boundaries on this lap. but at the same time just sort of trying to keep it within the track limits, you know, trying not to, you know, overstep the mark and go beyond the limit, I guess, because as soon as you start to push too hard, then the I guess the game really starts to punish you then, and you could just be completely wiped out. But so far, I think I saw the sector split. We are 1.8 seconds up on our previous best lap, so that's pretty substantial now, coming to the final 2 corners. And you'll see as we come through here, just the understeer you get at low speed. We drifted out a little bit wide through the first part of the bus stop, and that made the second part a little bit harder. And then coming up to the line, what I thought was the line, getting too used to F1, the finish line is actually on the next mini straight here. And then again, losing the back end on entry and then the understeer on exit. Something I'll need to get used to. I'm not too confident in using first gear, so maybe that's hindering things a little bit. But we came across the line, won our very first race on Project Cars, so I was very happy with that. And as you can see, the ending sequence here is a bit of a, I guess, a cool down lap, victory lap, as you wait for everyone else to, I guess, cross the finish line and finish the race. There were some people who were so far behind that I think we just about did a whole lap, and I was able to get back to the pits. That's how far back they were. So massive skill gap between the players. But as people get more used to this game, and look, there's someone there just on the track there. They still haven't finished, and I've done my cooldown lap, and I'm in the pits. You know, that's how much of a skill gap there is on these games like iRacing, Assetto Corsa, and now Project Cars. So, as I've said many times in this video already, once you get used to this game and used to a particular car, it's going to be so rewarding and it's just so fun to drive. So if you're struggling at the moment, just keep at it. Once you get used to it, you'll just love it so much. I've almost fallen in love with this car after doing that race. So I think league racing might be a pretty big thing on this game. From what I could see in all the races I did last night, there was no lag. So that's very encouraging, especially for me being in Australia, racing all the people in the UK. We were able to race fairly well, wheel to wheel, so that was very encouraging for me especially. But that's been this video, first look at online. Leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.